think we should blanket everybody. I think that because I drove around and there's some dumpsters where it's small businesses where it's like a dentist who is only open 3 days a week. And it's like their dumpster probably.
Yeah,
has
do we
no
really
need
want
even-
to put the burden on everybody?
Absolutely, so I don't know if we should start with like apartment complexes.
I think you stick.
Duplexes,
Yeah.
fourplexes, like any multi-family
I think
home.
I wouldn't say multi-family home, because you are gonna get duplexes that first of all, don't even have a dumpster and they're not gonna get one.
Right.
People bring their own out.
Right.
I would say with anything generally when you're dealing in real estate, over 4 units is commercial.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably a fair assessment to start
Or
at.
just put residences that require a dumpster for their garbage.
Yeah.
I think
that's
if you
Yeah.
if you have more than 4 units here using a dumpster, I think
Yeah.
for sure
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
and our main problem obviously is by
And then
IGA.
Crescent too.
Yeah, Crescent that would fall under too, because I don't believe Crescent has a dumpster like
They get
per
garbage.
unit.
Yeah.
They have one that you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, assigned to the community.
It happened to be, was on a field trip up at IGA, and I was sitting in the parking lot watching these people dump all this stuff. And I can see where Megan wants to have some, or council, I should say, should have some. They were throwing stuff all around there, it wasn't contained.
Yeah,
And it just, I mean, it was a.
Sure. sure. And I honestly, I think no matter what you kind of try to do to rectify that, you're going to have an issue because so many people in and out of it.
Right.
Even if you have 5 people who are respectful and you have 5 people who aren't, or if you have 2 people who aren't, they're going to ruin it.
Right.
And that's
Well, then
just
it's
the
up
way
to
it goes.
management
And I
to keep
agree.
an eye on it.
And that's gonna happen.
Correct.
And that's gonna
That's why I kind of think if you went above 4 units, must have it. I think that's fair.
I think, you know,
How
I
about
think it's whether or not the
How
landlord
about
thinks
any-
he's required to have it.
any apartment complex that produces a dumpster for their tenants is required to
Have it
have.
fenced in.
Sure. Yeah, I would say that's
I think we
fine.
can narrow
Because
it down.
like the
Yeah.
duplexes, they usually have their own garbage cans and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
But if the complex has a dumpster for the tenants, it should be contained. How about putting it that way?
I would agree with that. I don't have an issue with that. But as far as making all the bars and all the businesses, I don't think that's warranted yet.
Yeah,
I
Keep an eye
also
on it.
think if it becomes more of an issue farther down the
Then we
road,
do.
Right.
then we tighten up the ordinance.
Right.
That's
Also-
all.
And most of the time, if theirs is messed up, it's because of dumpster divers,
yeah, all that too.
you know.
But that's up
Yeah.
to the owners.
But maybe
then
we
to
should
keep an eye
have
on.
a stipulation in there where if they needed to cite a restaurant, they could, where it says it must be shut at all times. Something with a
But yeah, like I
stipulation
said,
in
but then
there.
again, you know, they're closed and the dumpster diver comes and leaves it
Yeah.
open,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I mean-
I think this is a good jumping off point.
Yeah.
Right?
Start with that.
I think we
Yeah, a
start
multiple
with.
unit that
it-
requires a dumpster. should
Correct.
be-
If you have a multi-unit apartment complex that requires that a dumpster is provided by the landlord, it has to be fenced in. I
Right.
could see
That's a
that.
good-
That's a
that's a good-
reasonable.
Yeah. What do you
Laura?
think?
I agree, I do. I think that we could even have them locked I was telling Megan that earlier.
I do
You
too.
know, you can,
I mean, I don't have an issue with them locked. If we went
Or
on to do
a-
businesses, I think it would be more difficult to have it locked because again, the frequency of the same person. You know, you might take the
I think
trash out 5
apartments
times
would
in
be
one
harder
day.
to have it locked though, because so many different people using it.
I think you're
But
gonna
if
run
they-
into that
if they
problem
use
with
the-
both.
if they
Yeah.
You
use
know
the-
what I mean?
Are we talking about locking the top
Top,
part?
correct.
Now, if they had like an automatic lever that would kind of, where you, to open it, you'd have to press the lever to get it instead of
Yeah.
just lift it up.
Well,
Because a lot of them
the
have the
lock
side
is
doors.
like that because the lock, when you flap it down, there's a bar
It
that
does go
rolls
over.
up
Yeah.
and
Right,
you
you
lock
gotta-
that bar.
Well, yeah,
So you would have to shut it, roll the bar over and lock it back
You have
up.
to
lock it up.
cause I know the side doors, they have like levers that you can open.
I didn't know that.
The si- They do have sides that open, but the problem is I think a lot of these dumpsters are already so full.
Yeah.
You can't shove your
get
trash
them in
in the
there. That's
side.
true.
Right.
So,
There's probably a million other problems with this we're not really getting into yet.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are gonna be more or less negligence on the tenant or the landlord. If the thing's full, then you have to maybe get more frequent pickups.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be able to micromanage all of this and
In
just
one
this,
ordinance,
it's
yeah.
just the,
so when I
let's-
start to write this, do you want it to have like a 90-day window where they can have 90 days to get their fence up, or?
Yeah, I think we should put in, that's a good point, you should probably put in an effective date,
Yeah,
right? It's the dead of winter,
yeah.
ain't nobody putting them up right now.
Yeah.
Put up at the end of March or so.
Yeah, let's say by May first, they have to
There
be
you go.
put up, I think that's probably fair, because now they could start getting a company in
Planning
order and
Yeah,
everything,
get
and then
some
gonna
prices,
need
yeah.
ground to thaw, you're gonna,
Yep.
but,
And if we think it's need more time, then we can make it like to the beginning of summer or
yeah,
something like that,
I
you
think
know?
May
Yeah.
1st is
Now
pretty
you're gonna give
lenient.
them notice, what do you, how?
I think they'll probably get mailed. I think if they've only counted 115 dumpsters so far in the city, how many of those are really actually
We
just
can-
for multifamily?
I mean, truly, we could probably get it, I'm assuming administration would be able to get a list for us from
The
Republic.
registration, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, or straight from Republic,
Yeah,
on who, you know, who has a
Complexes.
And
dumpster.
Oh, that's
and-
true,
mail
yeah.
And we
notice out.
we know there's only a handful of actual dumpsters that now go directly to multi-unit
Yeah.
apartment complexes. There's only a handful.
Yeah.
Could probably sit down with Anthony for 10 minutes and he would know every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
a
I
few.
did reach out to him just to ask him his opinion because I didn't know if he would be here or not tonight. And he just said that he didn't know if maybe he could like mitigate it before we put anything into place. But I just think it's too hard to cite on litter.
I agree. I mean, honestly, that, I don't have an issue with that, but that's gonna make it harder on him. This,
Oh, 100%.
we only have a
lot more
handful
work.
of people we're really talking about here. So
Yeah.
it shouldn't be that difficult. It shouldn't be that high of a
Probably less than
demand.
10 complexes. I'm
I
saying.
would say there's less than 10 if I really sat here and thought.
we
about
have a
it.
handful of front yard gardens too. And it's taken years.
That's true.
We are working on that.
Fair enough. But,
Can't
Uh,
rush quality.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get, in touch with Anthony, he did reach out to me and asked if, we can talk about front yard gardens and get some ideas and stuff down, but we're gonna tighten that up at some
Look at
point.
that one
Yeah.
on Spring Street.
I think it's a good, again,
Well, let me just
good
tell you,
jumping off point. Maybe,
I will go down Maple Street, or Maplewood, and I'll tell you that, like, there's still plants. There's no reason for it.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
I
if
do a
there's still
garden
plants,
every
there's
year.
4 inches of snow on it. You know what I mean? So
Dead.
yeah,
So,
I
there's
get
just
it.
gotta be.
I get it.
It's just,
And for me, my opinion generally goes to black and white, either get rid of it or don't. But I feel
Yeah.
like at this point,
I think we just have to.
I think we have to just try to come up with some restrictions and police it the best we can.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe to go straight to that point with those people first.
Yeah,
There's only 5. Okay, let's go approach them and say, this is the way it's gonna have to be. We're gonna put this in an ordinance then afterwards.
correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And that way they'll know, okay, now we're gonna have to straighten our asses out now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Yeah, cause just because we have an ordinance, I don't think that's gonna make people go out there and, I'm gonna put a garden down here.
Right,
No.
right, right.
No, I don't
It's
think
gonna
that
be
is.
the same.
It'll be the
So
same what we're dealing with now.
approach the people that we have them and say, this is the way it's gonna have to be because we're getting complaints, and this is what we
And
have.
listen, I mean, that's just the honest to God's truth. It's not like we're dead set against them.
Right.
My thing is, it definitely can't be too close to the road.
Yeah.
It can't be too high, and you gotta keep it clean. I mean,
Sure.
that would be my approach to
And
it.
no
I mean,
compost
And then
in
when
the
we
front
have
yard.
that ordinance in effect, we could give them, here, this is what it is.
yeah, we don't want
And
you
then
planting
everybody
corn
else
here
could
that's
go
6
by.
foot high.
No.
I mean, it's gonna have to be some type of restrictions. I can't see the front of your house because your whole front yard's a garden.
Yeah,
We should have it out probably by May too, I think, if we're gonna do this.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
even by
definitely.
April,
Yeah, 'cause
because
you're
people
better.
You
start,
start
yeah,
planting beginning of May.
yeah.
unless it's garlic, then it's
Right.
October.
Yeah, my
Sorry.
garlic's in, but I don't know if it's coming out yet. I haven't seen any.
What else we got?
Sled riding hill.
Okay,
Now that it's winter, we need an amount to put in.
we need a few things. I'll just be honest. When I first brought this up, I thought this was something council could do together. It was a good project. Before I was here, there were some projects you guys used to do, council as a whole,
Mhm.
you know? If we're gonna do it, we have to just make a decision one way or the other, whether we're gonna hire somebody out and do all of this and start to finish it, or we're gonna come together and kinda say, this is what we wanna do. Do we wanna do just Fifth Street Park? Do we wanna do Mickler Park too? I'm just trying to think of what's gonna benefit kids and where they sled ride. I took my kids sled riding yesterday to Fifth Street Park to have a way to get up and down that would assist them
Sled right there when I was a kid.
much better, if we had a way to
Yeah.
make it easier for them to get up and down. I mean, it's not a lot of money. We could definitely reach out and get donations as far as the holes
Oh,
getting dug and things
absolutely.
like that. Should probably do both. but we should probably have a game plan as a whole, not just me doing whatever I think
Yeah.
we should
No,
do.
no, yeah.
So like all
What
of
do
us
we have
just,
to do? What steps do we have to take?
okay,
in
so we
order
need to
do
meet
this?
there and identify which hills we wanna do.
Okay.
Once
Cause they
we,
should be cleared out and
for the most
Yeah.
part, yeah, and even if, I mean, some of the ones down there, we probably should clear the trails a little bit better, because next to this one, there's a tree right here, there's,
Right.
not a big tree, but
not
enough.
to get hurt on.
Yeah, if we're gonna promote people going there, I guess, and making it more accessible for them to get up the hill, we should maybe make sure the hills are halfway decent for them,
I mean,
right?
someone did break his elbow.
Well, I mean, can't hold that against Fifth Street.
Put a warning on the pole.
The city is going to enhance the
You-
sled
you'd
riding.
have to check
what
on the
kind of-
liability.
Exactly.
100%,
Yeah, we have
because
to figure
It's
out,
the same
do you
reason,
ride it, do you sled at your own risk?
because what's gonna have to be, but
Yeah.
we have to make sure with John that that is a viable option. If we're enhancing it and now encouraging basically sled riding there, that the liability doesn't
And
change, or we're
are-
still
Are
okay,
they
or?
gonna assume that the city is gonna maintain those hills in sled riding condition?
I mean, yesterday when we were there, we sled rode on leaves, because so many people had
Yeah.
went down it, the snow was gone,
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
what I mean, so I don't these are all conversations that before you enhance something and now attract people to it, you have to know the end result,
Right.
you know what I
Right.
mean?
And you can always put like signs up.
We, I would
Sled
assume
ride
you're
at
gonna
your own
have to,
risk.
but that
Absolutely.
definitely we
That
should
puts-
have
that
John's
gets- that
input
puts
on
us-
it,
Oh, yeah,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Right off the hook, if we put something like
What
that.
do they
up.
do at Rocky Ledge, like,
Rocky Ridge,
Rocky Ridge?
yeah,
What do they
in
do?
Austin, or you're saying, Mill Creek Park,
Mill
Mill Creek.
yeah,
There's a sign up.
Oh, they do
Ride
have a
at your own
sign?
risk.
Yeah, they have a
There you
sign.
go.
But they have the rope that you can climb up.
Yeah,
They
which is
do.
Nice.
they do,
We're just making it easy for people, that's all.
yeah.
And we could add, well, if you really wanna, you could also cut steps
Steps
into
in,
the
yeah,
side,
sure,
you know?
sure. Now, the thing is with those steps, they're probably gonna be more gone depending on how much snow you get. Say
Right.
you get 8 inches of snow, there ain't steps there anymore,
Right.
it's just, you know,
Yeah.
they've packed in. So, I mean, there's a million things, we have a contingent budget. I mean, we generally don't use for very much, other than some advertising signs and things like that.
And that's not a real expensive thing.
It's not, but it's also something that help the kids out here, you know, like, more enjoyable for them to now go there and go sled riding. And
Sure.
I'm for anything that's gonna make kids get outside and have a good time.
There
I
are
have two
some,
kids,
my
so-
backyard,
Now,
you're right.
do we have fire pits there?
I don't know what kind of liability that would be either. That would definitely be, I had thought of that too.
Which would be nice.
It was great for
Nice.
Mill Creek Park, they did it years. That's a John conversation, and,
Yeah.
you know, to know,
Yeah, cause who's gonna oversee all that?
I don't think you're gonna have anybody overseeing it
No.
at all.
It's gonna have to be
Self,
parent run,
yeah.
yeah. The
Is-
parents are
is
gonna
it
have to
considered a park,
police it.
though?
It
I
is
believe so, yeah.
considered a park,
It is?
yes it is.
Yeah.
Well, then if it's considered a park, then we might be, you know, what's his name might have to go down there, Brian. And look after things.
But
In the
then,
winter.
yeah, we'll also be liable for everybody that
Mhm.
sleds on it.
Yeah, there's a good John conversation here.
Sure.
But our initial steps would be to go there, identify the hills, okay? Once we get that step done, we wanna measure the hills, distance top to bottom, see how many feet we're gonna put each pole, and how many feet of rope we're gonna have to do in between them, that's more or
And-
less.
And do we designate smaller hills for the little kids?
There's already ones there,
Okay,
but we could still do the,
just put a
The-
sign, you know, kids.
well, and we could do the rope and the
Yeah.
same thing
Yeah, yeah,
there as
right,
well.
okay, I guess,
And
yeah,
I'll be honest, I don't,
we could go really into depth on this.
Mhm.
none of them are too, I don't know if it's different than when I was a kid, it definitely got cleaned up a lot.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It is different from when I seen it. I remember going there and there were ramps, there was, you know, trees everywhere, a lot of that's been cleaned out. I
Yeah.
think it's when they put in the
When-
trench line.
Yeah, that was Terry Stark.
Okay, so whenever they did that, they definitely cleaned it up. There's not as many hills back there, there's just a handful.
And it's mostly off the side street going down.
Yeah, I mean, as far as cleaning them out, there's a million things we could talk about with the city and with the administration. I mean, if the hills needed cleaned off and initially made, I have an excavator, I could bring equipment there. It's gonna have to be semi-dry, or else I'm gonna be tracking it up really bad getting in and out. I'm game on whatever, but I would like us to collectively do it as a unit.
Sure.
That would just be my thing, you know? But depending on how far we go is gonna depend on, I would say, what John and the administration say they're comfortable liability
So
wise
we hook
biting
the,
off.
ropes up to like 6x6s?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you could probably use a 4x4 or
Yeah, I
four
think
by
six-
six. I
six.
would say at least.
Yeah.
You know, and then I would assume you're just going to drill, put the rope in,
Tie
and
it
knot
around,
it
yeah.
every so often, so you
Sure.
actually have a grip. And I think you probably want to post every 10 foot.
Yeah, I would say.
I would say that's fair. You know.
1 inch rope. Right?
Yeah. I mean, use something nylon that isn't gonna
Yeah.
tear apart with the weather.
Right.
Same thing you have on a swing set. You know, if I had to guess offhand, let's say we do 5 of those, it probably runs us $250 per hill. Let's say you got 5 posts on each. Each post is probably somewhere in the area. You're gonna get longs and cut them down. It's probably $40 a post. You probably have $250 to $300 per
Hill.
per hill.
How deep of the post do you think they'd have to be?
I would put them. I mean, you probably don't have to. I'd put them down to freezing. It's just 30 inches. What we
Yeah.
go to 30
Yeah, so it's a
inches.
3 foot.
Throw a bag of concrete in each one. You know, fill them back over.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
There might be people that would be willing to donate time and
Yeah, and time is going to be more of our other thing, but it's going to be what resources we can actually pull together. You know, the city has a 2-man auger, from what I understand, to drill the holes. It might be tough drilling those. You could put one in and get 6 inches down, and there's a rock this big.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You just
especially there.
don't really know. You know what I mean? It'd be great if we had somebody with one on an excavator or on a skidster. The skidster, you might have a little bit more problem because you're going to be on a hill so hard that it might be hard to dig. You might need to use a 2-man. It would just kind of depend on where we lay these holes out, how the hills are, and kind of what you run into. But offhanded, I would say $250 to $300 gets you per hill.
And, you know, there could always, people can donate stuff.
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I don't know, I've been looking, and I've been kind of watching, and maybe the mayor can get in touch with Astro Shapes, because I don't ever remember them donating anything to the city of Struthers.
Astro
Not-
Shapes.
Yes, not one thing.
Might be hard now since all the good people are gone.
But still, that's the biggest company we have here, and you look at the donations for the Christmas
Parade.
parade, nowhere
Yeah.
to be found, and it's never been there.
Well, I'm sure we could reach out. I mean, I don't know many people there, but I know some.
But still, I mean,
I would have no
we
problem
provide
reaching
them
out.
police and fire, we're gonna pave their road, we had to take a loan to pave the road.
Right.
I mean, reciprocate some of the good nature that we
Sure.
give you.
Yeah, we could definitely. I would ask her, but I don't assume reaching out to them would be an issue.
Yeah.
And I would say for this project, it's not really a lot of money.
I know,
Even if we do all of them and we enhance it, it might be a $2,500 project.
Yeah.
I don't assume that's hard for somebody
Right.
like them to donate towards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's a good jump off right there. We're just gonna really need to. It all hinges on if we're doing 1 hill or we're doing 7 hills. You know what I
how many
mean?
hills are at Fifth Street? You said 3 or 4?
There's 2 up front or 3 that I would probably say those are more for the little kids.
Okay, that's
Um,
coming from Fifth Street down in.
Yeah, if you're on 5th Street, you know where the culvert is?
Yeah.
Right next to there, kids sled right on both
Right,
sides.
right.
Those are smaller. If you go around to, Spring Street.
Yeah.
There's 2 hills over there, one goes down, and truly you could probably just put one rope going up to serve
To
both
serve both,
hills.
yeah, probably.
So I would say you still need 3 at the front. 1 on each side of the culvert would be what I would think. 1 on Spring Street. And then if I thought about it, there's probably 2 to 3 hills in the back. But I haven't been all back through there, and you know what I mean?
Mhm.
My kids are little, we kind of stick to the front couple
Yeah,
hills, and I mean,
And how about Mickler, how many usually are
I
there?
don't spend a lot of time in
Yeah, I
Mickler, to
couldn't
be
tell
honest,
you.
so we would have to go there and kind of map it out, but Mickler's also big, so I'd have to assume 2 or 3, and the hill's longer, so one of those may be at Mickler, maybe 3 hills at Fifth Street,
Yeah.
just in how many poles you
Yeah,
need and
right.
the length of road.
Mm-hmm.
So, should probably eye everything up and figure out how
Yeah.
far we're gonna go, and, you know, you could always reach out to Rotary or somebody like that too for a little collaboration,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
They're always
They're
looking.
they're
Yeah,
always looking
yeah.
for things, always.
So, I think we
Start
could kind of,
there
judging on, basing this off of administration and the law director, what we're able to do, then we can kind of see how far we're
We-
able to take it,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if we can put in a fire pit, just a contained area, then, yeah, I mean,
Sure.
again, I just don't know how far we could go.
Okay. And speaking of council-related projects, I know we've talked about a car show before, so since we're in November, I figured if we wanted to get a jump on something. do you have
There's
any
your guy.
The high
ideas?
school
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
one, they post, the high school has one once a year,
yeah.
it's in June now,
Mhm.
Mike got 6 vehicles to bring
and I got more.
there. See?
So if
But
you have
they
any
have
ideas,
one, they have one at the high school, but if you wanted to do something at Mothy,
yeah,
would be nice.
Monty would be the place to do it.
so any ideas you guys have?
Hey,
shoot
we
me a
even have that
text.
big parking lot up at Nebo, you can park
Oh,
cars
you
there.
do that too,
well,
yeah,
That's true, not
yeah,
a bad one.
That would probably be bigger even,
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
yeah, that would be a
You
nice
can actually do it
idea.
on the field.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm all for starting
Yeah,
to
there you go.
use Nebo for stuff.
Yeah,
I
so
know, I
start
figured that was
brainstorming
coming.
now and let me
just
know
because he
any
won
ideas.
re-election.
Yeah.
I hear enough flack online about that.
But anyway, Nebo would be a good idea, yeah.
There's a
But they
lot of
got
them.
one at the high school, I think it's in June,
Yeah,
so we
Yeah.
don't wanna go.
Sure.
And then, Monday is Lowville has theirs
Yeah,
every
so
Monday.
stay
so we
away
don't
from
wanna-
that.
Yeah,
Saturday afternoon would be nice.
But Lobo's actually, I mean, theirs seems like it turned into something
It
really
is
nice.
nice.
I
It
mean,
is, it's really nice down there.
Food trucks do the same thing.
Yep.
yeah. We might have more room for that at Nebo too, so.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Absolutely.
Now, at Nebo, does that have bathrooms that are accessible to public?
No. Building.
It does have bathrooms in the building.
Okay.
I don't know if we put,
Are
we
they-
were supposed to put outside doors on,
They were supposed to, they've been working on it, so,
we were
Even if-
supposed to put access doors on the outside so you can get in from
Okay,
outside.
even if not, if you use somewhere like Nebo and that
Rent
wasn't
porta potties.
accessible, you could
Yeah.
rent very
Oh,
cheap,
porta-
you know what I
porta
mean?
johns.
Yeah,
And
that's gonna be
even
a day
porta
for
potties, now they bring them in on a trailer, I don't know if
Right.
you ever seen those.
Yeah.
Just have men's, women's,
Yeah.
everything right
yeah,
there.
that would be a good idea, going up there.
Okay, that's all I have.
Laura, what you got?
Anything
Nothing
tonight?
tonight?
Just a new baby.
Yeah, I have a new
Hey,
granddaughter,
congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no,
Anybody got anything else? All good?
We're good.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? Meeting adjourned.
Megan, you wanted us to look at this then, right?
yeah, if you guys wanna look it over,
When are we doing meetings this month?
Next Wednesday and then the
and then the last
last Monday,
Last Monday?
the 29th, right here. Not this, so next
There'll be a
week, or
committee meeting
next
in
week
there,
will be
too.
here.
Right,
Committee
committee meeting.
and council on the 29th. We'll probably have to pass the
So
amended
wait.
budget
The
then.
amended budget done, yeah.
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
Then nothing there then.
No, it's coming down here, cause it's 5 weeks.
Okay, got it.
Oh, Meg, who do I pay for the parade? Did anybody
For
else
what?
go in the parade, Christmas parade?
Yeah.
I'm not in it. I
I'm not.
Who did you pay? Did you pay something?
I don't think you pay anything.
think you just have to register.
My wife registered online, but I thought it said there was a fee or something you had to bring in.
Oh, I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
My wife, she's always trying to get me to give money to people.
Probably to her
I
so
mean,
they
if
can
I-
do it
if
there.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know, she registered online, and she's like, you
That
have
was
to bring
gonna
money
look-
down to
And
City
I'll,
Hall,
I'll
I'm like,
go by, I'll
you
go by
gotta bring
that.
money down to City Hall for the parade, she gave me 40